On a high time frame, what it looks like is a cup and handle, okay? Or a W pattern. It doesn't really matter. It's a bullish reversal pattern, right? Where you have two dips or an Adam and Eve pattern and you have a clear neckline, okay? What happened here and what's been happening pretty much since March has been a retest of the neckline of this Adam and Eve pattern, okay? So you break the pattern and you 1, 2, 3 retest the neckline, the subsequent accumulation and breakout. So what you should expect from Ethereum on a high time frame, okay, and why you should be really bullish on altcoins in general if you're using the king altcoin Ethereum as a proxy for the altcoin market, is the fact that not only have you put in this Adam and Eve pattern, but you've completed the retest and you've clearly now broken out. So what should you expect? What should you be targeting? Okay, your first target should be the top of this range right here. Okay, and that's a tentative target. You may blow right through this and then retest it on the way back down. Okay, but ultimately on the higher time frame, your target should simply be the height of this Adam and Eve pattern superimposed from the side of breakout, quite logically. So your targets for Ethereum on the higher time frames are around these areas, around 3,500, 3,600, thereabouts. Okay, I'm just kind of guesstimating, but I just want to show this to show the potential for this move right here. Okay, this move is just getting started, and on a high time frame, you're looking at a likely target of the top of this range right here. So this is why altcoins are about to explode. I mean, and this is Ethereum. This is the king altcoin, the one with the largest market cap. Just to imagine what smaller market cap altcoins are doing. Hello everyone, my name's Dean and let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is October 24th, 2023. And we have yet to hit our target with Bitcoin, okay? We said in yesterday's analysis that it was likely that Bitcoin hit our target of 42,700 thereabouts in about 48 hours. So we are expecting that target to be hit within the next 24 to 36 hours, okay? At present, we're around the $34,000 mark, and I'm going to show you in this video why we're right on track and why you can expect a massive move from altcoins. A massive move from altcoins. Guys, if that sounds interesting to you, then watch until the very end. Hope everyone's having a great day. Let's get started with Bitcoin on the 4-hourly time frame. Okay, first thing I want to show you is this impulsive move, okay? And when I talk about impulsive move, I'm talking about the technical impulse that we the thing that we call an impulse technically in Elliott wave theory, which is a move that happens in 5 waves, right? 3 waves up, 2 waves down. Okay, this technical impulse started on about the 15th of October, and we can actually measure it, right? It is measurable, it's countable with a high degree of probability, okay? And this is why we are exactly where we should be, okay? Now to measure this, what we're going to do is we're going to take our Fibonacci extension tool from the bottom, the purported bottom of this impulse, okay? And we're going to look at the top of this first move, which is our purported wave 1, and then come right back down to our purported wave 2. And we're going to see that wave 3, okay, and we're going to label this in just a second. But first, what I want to show you is this, okay? You have a quintessential cup and handle here, okay? You have, the cup and handle, breakout, retest of the neckline, and that my friends, is where you get the start of your impulse. So everything, technically speaking, looks exactly as it should on this chart, okay? We got the breakout where we expected the breakout. We got the retest of the neckline as we expected. And now when we look at this purported wave 1, let's label this manually, okay? Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4. We expect a wave 5, okay? That would be the fifth and concluding wave of our impulse. Wave 1 in Elliott wave theory typically lasts around the same time as wave 2, okay? So if we want to examine this portion of it, right? Because you have to do that. If you really want to say that this is an impulse, your wave 1 and wave 2 should have taken around the same time. The other thing you want to do is see that wave 3, by and large, okay, not always, but by and large, falls between the 1618 and 2 Fibonacci extension of wave 1 retracement of wave 2. And that's exactly what you have here. You have wave 3 ending up more or less where we expect most wave 3 impulses to end. Okay, so what we can say with a high degree of confidence right now is that Bitcoin is in the midst of a wave 4 correction. Wave 4 correction is typically complex, especially if wave 2 is sharp and simple. Okay, so a complex correction kind of looks like a small sideways range that kind of goes sideways for a bit, right? So that's kind of where we're at. And ever since, pretty much all of today, we've been trading sideways. That shouldn't surprise people who are reading this impulsive wave, okay? So let's check. So we already saw that this purported wave 3 did end up between the 1618 and 2 Fibonacci extension of our purported wave 1, wave 2. The other thing we want to do is look and see if indeed wave 1 took around the same time as wave 2, okay? So what we want to do here is measure our purported wave 1, which starts about here, okay? And that took approximately 1 day, okay? And now we want to see wave 2, and you can see that wave 2 may have ended right there, okay? Do you see that? And that takes approximately 1 day. We have a subsequent accumulation or kind of a pivot, and then up and on to wave 3. So you can see here our wave 1, wave 2 situation looks and fits the bill, right? It fits the bill for a likely move, impulsive move to the upside. You can even say wave 1 may have started all the way back here, and so you can start measuring wave 2 from here to there. All in all, however you want to measure it, either from here to there or from here to there, you have equanimity in the time component for a wave 1 and wave 2, and then onwards and upwards for wave 3. So just trying to track this progression, what we can, with a high degree of probability, say is that our purported target of 42,700 thereabouts is not yet hit. And so Bitcoin has that much to go, okay? Also, if you look at this in a purely kind of volumetric analysis, you have a gap, right? A gap in trading, right? There's a gap here. There's a gap here, right? You had a big move down here, but you have no adjoining or complementary buying pressure. It's only selling pressure. So we call this a volume gap right here. So this should be filled, because once you get up to this level, you do have some price action, some activity, which shows, both buying and selling. So this should be resistance in a lot of ways. Also, as we've said for a while now, if you take the height of this inverse head and shoulders and you superimpose it from the site of breakout, you get our 42,700 target. So many things are confluent on the measurement of this move targeting the 42,700 region. Why did we give 48 hours yesterday for this move to occur? it's simply due to the fact that this weekend or this Friday, we are going to undergo a full moon. And when you do price action or when you're looking at financial markets, typically full moons represent local market bottoms. And so we should expect a local market bottom by Friday, which would mean that the move would conclude by around Wednesday to give us time to retrace by Friday. Okay, so that's Bitcoin. Nothing's really changed. We are in motion. We've broken the top of this W pattern, the top resistance of this range. And so it's very, very likely that we target the height of the range or the height of the W pattern to the $42,700 target. So that's Bitcoin. Okay, and that I think most people today on October 24th are making that analysis. It's not that difficult of an analysis to make, and it's highly likely. Okay, so most people probably agree on that. The other part of this update that I want to talk about is the fact that altcoins are looking very, very good. And if you aren't looking at altcoins, if you aren't speculating in altcoins, now would be a great time. Okay, let's look at an example. An example would be Hook. Okay, I'm just looking at random altcoins. Actually, if I'm gonna look at an example, why not just look at Ethereum, the king altcoin? Yeah. Let's look at Ethereum. All right. So Ethereum has been in this consolidation for quite some time. And on a high time frame, what it looks like is a cup and handle, okay? Or a W pattern. It doesn't really matter. It's a bullish reversal pattern, right? Where you have two dips or an Adam and Eve pattern and you have a clear neckline, okay? What happened here and what's been happening pretty much since March has been a retest of the neckline of this Adam and Eve pattern, okay? So you break the pattern and you 1, 2, 3 retest the neckline, the subsequent accumulation and breakout. So what you should expect from Ethereum on a high time frame, okay, and why you should be really bullish on altcoins in general if you're using the king altcoin Ethereum as a proxy for the altcoin market, is the fact that not only have you put in this Adam and Eve pattern, but you've completed the retest and you've clearly now broken out. So what should you expect? What should you be targeting? Okay, your first target should be the top of this range right here. Okay, and that's a tentative target. You may blow right through this and then retest it on the way back down. Okay, but ultimately on the higher time frame, your target should simply be the height of this Adam and Eve pattern superimposed from the side of breakout, quite logically. So your targets for Ethereum on the higher time frames are around these areas, around 3,500, 3,600, thereabouts. Okay, I'm just kind of guesstimating, but I just want to show this to show the potential for this move right here. Okay, this move is just getting started, and on a high time frame, you're looking at a likely target of the top of this range right here. So this is why altcoins are about to explode. I mean, and this is Ethereum. This is the king altcoin, the one with the largest market cap. Just to imagine what smaller market cap altcoins are doing. Yeah. So to that end, you don't have to imagine what small market cap altcoins are doing. You can look at them, or you can just look at Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is a measure of Bitcoin's relative dominance in the entire cryptocurrency space. When it goes up, that means Bitcoin is gaining against altcoin, gaining against other assets. When it goes down, it's the opposite. That means altcoins are gaining against Bitcoin, and that only happens in a full market bull run. Okay, so if you look at this Bitcoin dominance chart, if you zoom out on the daily time frame, what you can see very clearly is that you've been in quite a strong uptrend, right, from about September of last year. Okay, and this is unmistakable. It's a strong uptrend. It's not the the cleanest uptrend because it's in the context of this larger correction, right? You're pretty much in a range, and you've been in a range since May of 2021. But nonetheless, you're in an uptrend where you're testing the top of the top resistance of this range. Now you're here, okay? And you finished, you kind of reached the top of this range, you corrected down, you corrected back up. What do you expect? Well, for my analyticians out there that are keen on corrective price action, we expect a range of motion or a distributive pattern at the top here before a big breakdown. So you basically expect to go up and down and up and down maybe 3 times, meaning this is one, you expect another one, and probably expect another one before ultimately breaking down, okay? So one pair, which this looks like one pair of this up and down corrective price action, right? That's taken how long? That's taken now about 120 days, thereabouts, okay? So if we say that these are happening like this, we should expect maybe 60 days, a few months, 60 days, 2 months, right? 2 to 3 months of Bitcoin dominance going down and then back up again, okay? And then again, right? So basically, based off of this chart in Bitcoin dominance, we do expect, at least on the smaller time frames, for Bitcoin dominance to come down and put in this pattern. So if Bitcoin dominance is going down, that means altcoins are gaining against Bitcoin. Even though Bitcoin's going up, altcoins are going up even more. That is also why one should expect altcoins to really explode, a massive explosion in altcoins. We can get even more precise in this analysis by looking on the smaller time frames. And look, on the smaller time frame, what do you got? You have this clear doji candle with, basically a big wick to the upside means bearish price action, means selling pressure to the top. Okay, so there's clearly a resistance here, right? Big doji here, again doji here, doji. So this looks to me, based off of the nature of these candles, like a distributive pattern. Once again, on the small time frames, large time frames, it is time frame agnostic. We should expect a distributive pattern. This is 1 pair, 2 pairs, 3 pairs. It may be it. We got 3 pairs of AB bases, so we may be getting, on a smaller time frame, a breakdown of Bitcoin dominance, okay? And again, Bitcoin dominance going down means altcoins are gaining against Bitcoin. They both may be going up, but altcoins are going up significantly more than Bitcoin because they're lower market cap. Last but not least, to round out this video, what I want to show you is what happened in the US dollar currency index. I always say on the channel that the US dollar currency index should be one of the most important indicators that every analyst uses in crypto, because this is where we get our liquidity from. The US dollar currency index shows what the dollar's doing, okay? And when the dollar's going down, Bitcoin and crypto are going up and vice versa. As we can see here, yesterday, we distributed, came down, but what did we do today? We came right back to the scene of the crime. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Well, it's a great thing if you're bullish on crypto. Why? Because we understand, in principle, that any long-standing support has to be retested as resistance before continuation. So we've been in this consolidation, in this distribution, for about a week, 2 weeks, okay? 2 weeks. We finally broke down yesterday, right? And that was coincident with Bitcoin breaking up, right? A lot of people are like, oh, why did Bitcoin pump yesterday? Why did Bitcoin start, break 31K, 32K, whatever? Your answer is in the US dollar. It's always the US dollar. What did the US dollar do? Did the US dollar break down? If the US dollar broke down, then that is your answer, okay? So we broke down when we broke back up, but this breakup is a retest of And let me redraw this more accurately. Okay, so you can see this is the distributive pattern, this is the breakdown, this is the retest of previous support now retested as resistance, right? We can see this on our momentum indicators coming all the way back up into overbought territory, looking to come back down. Okay, so if we have that, then what we should expect now is we have a breakdown, retest. This is the real breakdown. Okay, so this is a initial break of structure, retest. This is the impulse to the downside that we're waiting for, that we're expecting to propel Bitcoin into that fifth and final wave to $42,000 before our larger correction. So guys, that's my analysis. Hope that was helpful. Hope that was useful. As always, like, share, and subscribe if you got value, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.